just listen to the people know it. Before we get started on the rule, we're going to have Wayne come up. He's going to speak to you a little bit about success. Does anyone have any questions or concerns? It's fast approaching. I hope everyone is exercising, trying to get in shape, eating right, preparing for their grind. Because we're here before we go. Brother Wayne is ready. Wayne, you ready? He's not ready. Does anybody got any questions on Meeting Sept? How many people read Meeting Sept? We're going to see. You comprehend what you read. Here, one quick minute.
Testing. Here, work with it, and I'll just watch. Okay. Ms. Coleman, you ready? Oh, 1 minute. Well, I'm going to kill some time by TC's getting ready. Hello? Can anybody not hear me? Everybody hear me? Wonderful. That would be. All right. Actually, to be honest with you, the mic really isn't for you guys. I mean, I know that you guys can probably hear us just fine. It's for the camera. All right, I am going to be making a presentation here shortly. As soon as we get our electronic equipment caught up with our time frame. But I'm glad that everybody's here. I'm glad everybody's participating. Who is going to the OU Texas game this Saturday? Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, that's true too. That's true. I just knew we had all these hardcore, Sooner fans.
How about the Texas OU game?
Both like 2 All right. I think are we ready? Okay. We're almost there. Okay. Tonight I'm going to cover a subject that is, as soon as we start the PowerPoint, I'm going to cover a subject that I think is pertinent to everyone, and I think it's pertinent to every level, no matter what level you work at. Because I do believe that we all have goals that we set for ourselves. We all have a certain level that we like to reach. And in essence, if you want to achieve success, I think there's some very important elements to remember and to utilize those to help you achieve success. Now, I've created, let me rephrase that. I do a lot of reading, okay? And there are a lot of people that kind of influence the way I think, my belief, things I believe in. And I like to share those the little nuggets of information as I uncover them. And so tonight, I put together a list of elements I think that if everyone that takes it to heart and really thinks about it, I think everyone can see that they are relevant to helping every individual achieve success, okay? And so the first slide would be ingredients for a successful career. And this is it's in regards to officiating, but believe it or not, it can help you in your everyday life also. It can help you in everything that you do on a day-to-day basis. All right. Now, There are, wow, 7 fundamental elements for success up on the ceiling. Okay? And each one of them, the first element that I think is vitally important, and we all know this, is good communication. I mean, communicating is vital to everything that we do in officiating. You have to be able to communicate not only with coaches, players, table, but a lot of what I'm going to cover tonight has a lot to do with communicating within the crew and with your fellow officials. Because believe it or not, those relationships are the things that will take you to success and help you reach your goals. The next point is, did anyone not think this was going to be up there? Exactly. Does anyone not understand how important appearance is in what we do? All right, next slide. Personal relation skills. And that leads us back to those relationships within the crew and with the people that you work with. Next slide. Punctuality. That's also vitally important. Next point. Thirst for knowledge. And this point is very, very important. I believe that everyone here already has that element, or believe in it, or the bottom line, you wouldn't be here. Okay? And I think that is also vitally important. Being a team player, it goes back to those crew dynamics, those crew relationships, and overcoming adversity. Wow, because during our games, you will, sometime in your career, you will face some type of adversity, some type of barrier, and we have to have the skills and the ability to overcome them when they do occur. Okay. Now, we're going to head right into good communication skills. Now, good communication also has a lot to do with not just writing and speaking, but also has a lot to do with listening. I think it's important that we understand that what we say is very, very, very important. When we are communicating on the floor, when we are talking to players, we do that in order to keep them in the game, keep them active, keep them involved. When we're talking to coaches, we do that to either, hopefully, to diffuse situations, answer questions, handle situations, keep them involved in the game also. We have to understand that the words that we use, they all have power. They have power. They have the power to either inflame a situation or it can diffuse a situation. So that's why we have to continue to work on our ability to communicate with coaches, with players. And I think I think it's so important that we have been installing scenarios in our meetings and our trainings, because what that has done, it has forced people to actually step forward and actually work on their communication skills. And you notice that when they're working through the scenario, they communicate with the crew, with each other, hopefully sharing vital information. And then when they're presenting to the group, it's as if they are talking to a coach or handling a situation on the floor. So that's why it is vitally important to continue to work on our communication skills. The next point I would like to make is that when it comes to communicating, is that, believe it or not, writing skills are important to an official. And the reason I say that is because when we're working a high school basketball game, what is one of the first things, or what is one of our responsibilities as an R when you go to the table? Check the book. What we do in the book? Names and numbers in the book. Now I'm gonna share some with you guys. True story. It's important to have legible penmanship. And if you don't understand that, that's fine. If you don't, then find a way to write in a manner that's legible. You don't want to work a ball game. A coaching staff enjoy the game that you work. They go back to the book later in the week to find out who this crew was. They can't read the names. So if they can't read the names, they don't know who actually worked the ball game. So if they don't take the initiative to place a phone call and find out, that's an opportunity that may have helped progress your career that you just lost, simply because of penmanship. It's all of these elements are very, very important because they can help you advance in your career. When you're writing if you have a situation to write to the association office, to have the ability to have legible penmanship is important. Writing to your commissioner or assigner is important. All of these things lend to your credibility. They speak to who you are. People make judgments about you based on what they see, based on your penmanship. And the next point, and actually even more important than the first two, is listening, the ability to listen. Because when we're communicating with the coach, let me ask you a question. When a coach is upset or have a question about a play on the floor, what are we actually doing when we're approaching him? What should we be doing? Why? Why should we be listening? So we know how to answer each question and diffuse the situation. That's true, but there's also another element that's just as important, if not more important. When you listen to someone, when someone listens to you, they're giving you the impression that you care about what they're saying and what they think. You're giving value to them, that individual. So if you're listening to them, taking in what they're saying, and not just waiting to talk, you're communicating with them that they're actually very important to you. And then that goes a long way to diffusing situations. You won't believe how far that can take you. So it is very, very important to listen when you communicate. Next slide. Wow, okay, now this one's easy. Appearance. All right, someone tell me why appearance is important. First impression. Perception. What leads to perception? Credibility. Next point. Your appearance can speak volumes for you before you even step on the floor. There's a proper attire that we should wear when we're going to the game. That's a proper way we should dress when we work the ball game. When you step out of your vehicle, you walk in the gym, people are watching you walk in, they're forming opinions. And it's based on your appearance. It's based on how you look. If you dress appropriately, if we're working high school basketball, can someone give me an idea of what appropriate attire would be? I'm sorry? Business attire? Casual? What's casual? Stand up. Stand up. Woo! Okay. Casual.
And that's on camera.
Yeah, just strictly, yeah.
Okay, casual. Vance, stand up. Here's casual. I'm sorry. Don't drop your phone. Stand up. Casual. Okay. All right. Now, you have another observation that we said business attire, business casual. Okay. I was trying not to use me. Jay. Okay. Business casual. The reason I say that is because, yes, we're walking into a high school gym. Yes, we've been there. But more importantly, we haven't been there before. When you walk in and your appearance is neat and it's together, you're giving the impression that you care about what you're about to do. You're communicating a message to whoever's watching you that you're ready to work. Yeah, we know that it's high school. Yes, we know that we can wear probably just about anything. But why would we want to take the risk of starting out a ball game with a negative impression before the game even starts?